we're back up at it. I don't know if you guys can see or hear, and I don't know if this is actually going to be any better. I guess we'll find out, because it still looks like it's dipping a lot. I don't know. And I don't know if I can actually see the chat. Let me know if you can see and hear this. I might be in a bizarro situation again. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and reopen the chat window. I am fearful it didn't actually do anything to restart because the problem lies elsewhere, but it's okay. It's okay, we're gonna have a good time. Let me just... get back in here to the chat window again. My internet was being really weird lately. I had to like turn it off and turn it back on briefly. It was very strange. Oh my god, YouTube, please. For the love of all that's good. Yeah, I had a feeling it might have closed the chat. Okay, let me just pop this sucker out of here. Alright. Groovy. And yes, whenever the host leaves, it tends to shut it down pretty quickly after that, I think. Hi. Hello. Let's resume. Of that spinning wheel. The Karun macula is more frightening and powerful than Saturn remembered. But she can't be scared now. Well, maybe she can, just a little. But this is what she wanted too. A beautiful solution to her equation. It's hard to know someone if you haven't fought them. That's something she's known for a long time. The pain of wondering if you just aren't good enough to stand next to someone. She'd prefer to know where she stands. For Pluto, who was made to be so overwhelming that in her presence no other option but peace can exist, she doesn't have anything to prove to herself. Win or lose, she's open when others are honest. Between ship selves, all conflict must be honest. It's the only way to make contact. That's the moment she's waiting for, to give life to all the feelings unleashed when she decided she'd let herself have them. The Celestial Mechanics fleet can't do anything but wait, and think about how this is all probably Saturn's fault. Well, probably all Saturn's fault. Same diff. You're a strange Saturn. I don't know what to think. You think you can't win, but you're trying anyway. What do you want to make happen? So sure and unsure of yourself? Just come on already. We can't all be gravitational beauties. Tides come from people, and people are people. Whether they get there being taught or being made. Yeah, it's a really good sentence, though, when she decided she'd let herself have them. Keep the pity out of your voice, or I won't be having fun anymore. I don't pity you. I was very lucky. There's no reason to why I got to be so lucky. But I'm selfish too. I didn't deserve it, but I'll never feel guilty about it. I had too much at stake to feel guilty when I got everything I wanted. I know exactly how that feels. Unlike you, though, they took it away again when they were done with me. Oh, It looks like they weren't able to for very long, though. You won't get anywhere with girls if you insist on believing you had it the worst. Pluto dishing out the advice. Every girl has had it the worst. Oh, every girl has it the worst. Preach, sister! You know, I liked it better when I was dragging you. Are you ready to try again? Teach me a lesson or get over yourself. And let me see what's under that envy. Saturn's got a good idea, even as Macula tosses the fleet apart with tidal forces. The string of pearls closes in. She could be as close as touch, yet always out of reach. This time she sets FX to as close as can be. Of course, that's in the crush of her gravity well. But that's fine, because Saturn has dedicated her life to being a fucked up loser. I thought for sure I could make you squirm, but you're so perfect, you're even better at accepting that you're not perfect than me. But that's not to say I'll let up for a moment, no matter how bad at this I am. I love that. It's a great thing about you. You don't know how strong your belief is. You know you're going to lose, but fight anyway. Believe you're going to win even still. I always win, even when I lose. I would never go in if I didn't know that. Electrotoxic waves sting the Macula as she embraces the string of pearls. It's like making out with a battery. It's uncomfortably like getting electrocuted, but comfortably like making out. Now kiss! How long can you keep that up? How long can you last until if you're crushed like this? What? Isn't this a great idea? Being crushed like a pancake under you is great. You're really incorrigible. I love it. But I can last longer than you can. Maybe, but is it worth it? You're not able to waste time like I can. I'll make it way worse for you. But I can keep this up. I got nothing to lose. That's so selfish and ridiculous. It's the worst for everyone. I love it. It's really kind of outrageous. I can't believe it. Okay, you win, even though your side objectively loses. What do you want? Saturn's weapons slow and fizzle, but Pluto doesn't quite let go. Just hearing I won is all I want. You're really right about yourself. You're totally the worst. I wish I could be just like that. Next time we meet, I'll show you. September 12th, 1963. That's when the first and last artificial colony of the native sphere was completed, in a tranquil bowl of stable gravity on Lagrange Point 5. As the front line against existential threats, the training facility for a generation of humans adapted to fight in space. It's a colony environment with the life, gravity, and culture necessary for human beings to live, thrive, die, and be born. With the hope that peace on Earth would reign if we won this war in heaven. Without pressure, water boils off our tongues, and we dissolve into component parts. Without culture, we forget the shapes we're supposed to have, and turn inside out into something else. Out of necessity, we created a pressurized environment, exerting enough gravitational pressure to maintain cohesion, all senses, in space, the ship self to ferry us through the world. They function only in places where the gravity of humans is too light to sustain existence. It was doomed from the start. Of course they were jealous of the humans the Earth no longer wanted, flying on zero-G wings. Dr. Nix, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation, Existential Expansion. Oops. Maybe I need to play it at a smaller scale. And that would help with the frame dropping. I don't know. I don't know how it actually goes in the recording, if it's still chuggy and gross in the recording, or if it's just when it's live. I guess we'll find out. Or you can tell me if you've watched it. July 29th, 1958. That's when the Memorial Foundation International Executive Committee was granted international authority in the spirit of unified human peace and the verified presence of an existential threat outside of the solar system to establish a cultural, military, and scientific response to existential threats. No longer confined to Earth. A growing native sphere where our gravity reigns forever. Safety, research, and expansion. The three pillars of Memorial Foundation's space branch will protect Earth from without as it has from within. Free of the old world's gravity, it would be possible to advance science, art, and culture without constraint, and join hands, all of Earth, finally unified. For Memorial Foundation, protecting humans from the other human through peace on Earth, and protecting humans from everything else through war in heaven, would fulfill both of our agendas simultaneously. We really, foolishly decided we could do better. There were two errors to this approach. The first is that to do better in heaven is meaningless if it cannot be exported to Earth. The space program was never rejected by the surface. It simply did not have enough relevance to sustain interest. Second error is the intrinsic error of Memorial Foundation. The existential threat is intrinsic to humanity. You can fight it, but you cannot cut it out. The designation of alien is required by humans. There seemed to be a chunk missing, like it skipped a minute. Huh. Weird. Okay, well, I'll mess with the settings before we stream this next time. We cannot trick an existential threat into a convenient manifestation. As it has always been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be alien. Yopa, Chief Officer, Memorial Foundation Existential Safety. January 2nd, 1980. That's when they blew up the Lagrange colony. It was a real shame. It was a green, wet, very peaceful place. And now it's a very cold, green, wet, and very unsettling place. It's where we did a lot of legitimately incredible things, like create sustainable tidal reactors, new culture, experiment with human bodies and human development, manufacture self-sufficient alter egos for space exploration, and did everything other than successfully combat the unknowable existential threat. Earth and the Memorial Foundation surface considers that a failure, but in truth, they're just not trying hard enough. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. Humans cannot make whatever they imagine come true. Through imagining, humans chart out what is true. They invent with human effort what exists. If an existential threat doesn't exist, you just have to make one. But of course it doesn't work like that. Nothing could be more difficult than creating something alien. Our only reference points are human, so the idea of something alien is unimaginable, because we cannot imagine outside of those terms. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien. But before they blew it up, we got very close. Iapetus, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Research. We've done everything we can for Ares, the planet that would be Mars. We won't return before too long. Wait for us, while we fight to keep you safe forever. Report received. Awaiting new directives. At this time of year, we'll have to pass by the Lagrange colony on the way to the moon. It's a nostalgic place, isn't it? Let's not allow anyone to take it away from us. Let's protect the memories it holds from Memorial Foundation. And take it with us to the new world we will create, before celestial mechanics turns it into something ugly. Send a message to everyone. I'll take care of the past. So you can seize the future. Ooh, I got a cold chill. That was pretty cool, Pluto. Ready for launch. Pluto. You ever think we're being too cavalier about this whole war? Well, it's not a war. I think a whole bunch of people fighting each other is definitely a war. I don't care if the medium of ship self is rhetorically distinct from war. That's just a technicality. A bunch of people fighting is a war. It's a war, and war is bad. You're sort of the last person I expected to say something about it, though. Why? Because you love it. It's work. You still love it. Well, it's exciting. You really love excitement. But it's scary, too. Why? You can't die. Only lose and try again. That's why it's not a war. Just a noisy argument. But I'm mad like it's a war. I hate the other side like it's a war. If it's only not a war because ship selves aren't designed with a way to kill each other, that's too fragile a reason. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I don't want to go back to Earth. I'm not going to let them make us. If I keep feeling this way, one day, I might do something terrible for it. So I can't say I love it when it's more complicated than that. You're right. It really is complicated. I was kind of hoping you'd have uncomplicated feelings about it, though. Why? Because I love it, and I don't feel complicated about it at all. What? You're kidding! You always lecture us about how fighting is bad and letting negative feelings and how we're all going to have peace one day. Of course I feel that way. But it's so thrilling. I was too precious to send out during the Cold War. They never let me fight like all of you. And I'm good at it too. Better at it than what I came here to do. Than a lot of the actual pilots. I'm proud of that. But it's also just thrilling. It's dangerous! Maybe you can't die, but there's a lot that can happen to you, and that's painful and hard. How do you stay scared enough to still feel like that? I wonder if it's just because it feels so new, or if there's something really wrong with me. I guess that's why you didn't want me fighting, isn't it? It's complicated. I don't want you to get hurt learning that. You know, Mars, this is why you're so bad at love. You won't let people you love get complicated. It's not that you're not incredible. It isn't that you don't deserve to have fun. But what if something terrible happens anyway? Kratos Grace's Ship Self-Development Archives by Nyx. Even as enemies, you are as hard to understand as ever, Aeptis. Maybe one day I'll be wise enough to know why you're always laughing, always smiling. If that's what you've been making on Cronus' moon, we over here don't even look half bad. I can't imagine why you tell me the truth. Does it really not matter to you if you're found out? Are you that confident that you don't mind bragging while you dangle this offer in front of me? Clan Makula's development is stalled, so we're desperate enough to accept your favor. Or maybe you aren't as far ahead as you are letting on. What if I just told Europa what you were up to? Just as a courtesy, of course, since there's no way she doesn't already know. You know that the Clan Makula still hasn't been completed, but you must be desperate too if you are reaching out to us. It just goes to show, Aeptis, nothing will come of resisting Earth. I'm just doing this because I'm hopeless. What's your excuse? Thinking you could double-cross the universe? See if you can trick Europa first. I like Nyx. Nyx seems pretty cool. The Eversion Impulse. Kratos Grace's Foundational Documentation. Metal Culture and Gravitational Research Chair, Dr. Nyx. We talk always of the beauty of gravity, but rarely of its cruelty. A force that blinds and overwhelms humans. The power brings us together, but it does not do so with kindness. Culture is power, and hierarchy, and force. It can crush us and tear us to pieces. It is not a unilateral force. On the contrary, gravity's structures are deliberate and intricate. Not everyone shoulders a light burden. Not everyone is able to wield the natural powers of humans with so little weight. Through gravity, humanity is ruled by its own laws. But this is not the case. Through gravity, humans are ruled by each other. Antimatter, anti-gravity, anti-culture. All exist as a resistive force to this gravity. The refusal of humanity to accept these parts of itself causes its own undoing. When we let our children develop in the lightness of space, they chose their bodies, genders, souls, hearts of their own volition. They became human in the ways they wished to be human. The gravitational forces are unendurable to those in space. We could feel the possibilities closing off. Infinity has to become something finite. That threw me off. Infinity has to become something finite eventually. That's the curse of time, foremost of the 8 billion curses that the universe arrayed against humanity, the last before death. Conquering them, in order, is Memorial Foundation's legacy and belief. Every curse overcome and nothing lost. You have to weigh the culmination, or the end result is a diminished humanity. They're not good at making hard choices. It's hard when you understand what you have to lose so much better than you understand what you have to gain. And so, when it comes down to it, that's why we lose, every single time. Only in space can we possibly be free. Alright, you pick which mission you want to do. I'm gonna go grab my water from the other room. Oof. Oof. Oh. Hello, handsome boy. Hello. Oof. Becoming stars. The Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable husk, but Graces still clings to it, quite literally. Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight, or crush Saturn under it. The Cold War is long over, and the existential threat is gone, but its memories still stir here, at the observatory. Will it be put to rest here, or buried forever? I think we've been going in Luna T Saturn order, so I'd be fine with keeping up with that trend. It might be fun to flip it up, so let's switch it up! No, I'm not gonna! Ludo, come on, listen. Don't think I don't see you trying to protect me. I like this tune. It's for your own good. I utterly refuse. Dr. Nix is worried, and for good reason. Only I have a strong enough gravity to pull the colony rumors out of the Lagrange point and pull it along with us to the moon. So I don't even know why we're having this conversation. The tidal forces would tear you apart, and you just get in the way, and I want to have fun. It would be hard enough on your own. But Celestial Mechanics wants it too, and not to rebuild it or to reseed Ares when we win. Or use it to reseed Ares when we win. They'll finish what they started and turn it inside out into something horrible, and they'll send that annoying hijacker to do it. I'm not letting you go do that alone. You never let me do anything fun! It's not fun. This is serious. Then why are you always having so much fun, That's not the case whatsoever. I'm doing what needs to be done. Does doing what needs to be done refer to your mission assignments or that girl that you keep? The mission! I promise! I want to do something that needs to be done. You're very strong and very brave, but it's not a time I can just sit around and be protected. We're too desperate now. We need hope too. Pluto, but you can't do everything. Betical and physical. I don't know what you would do if you were to combine physical with battle. Fizzle. Battle and narrative space for each other. Hang on a second. I'm going to try and load it at a smaller size and see if that helps with the frame rate any. I mean, I also need to just freaking clean off my computer some probably. But that's a tomorrow task. Can we all see and hear and stuff? Saturn rushes in because Pluto is ready for this kind of fight. This is not what I was expecting. Like, you're kidding, right? No, Pluto isn't joking. The farthest thing. A swirl of cosmic nebula that completely obscures the colony in Pluto's warm embrace is no punchline. Only insofar as it is true that Pluto is so strong, it's funny. The colony no longer resembles Earth. Now it's a gas giant, or maybe a star waiting to be born. Whatever the case, even though it's certainly much too late to do anything about it, there's an invitation from inside. Just come try. I don't know if that really helped any. God, I've dropped so many frames. I don't know why. I don't know. But I'll stop worrying about it. We'll just roll with it. You must think I'm really dumb! Or you must have a lot of faith in me, in which case you're really dumb, in which case you're really dumb. It could be Saturn's perfect opportunity if she plays her cards right. Pluto's putting everything she has and more into this attempting to move the colony. If Saturn can find her, she'll be helpless. And how am I supposed to do that with you filling up the whole universe? Your story is everywhere, pulling at everything. How am I supposed to compete with gravity so strong even the narrative of space-time is bending? Oh, hi there, Saturn. Are you just passing through? Hi. Fancy meeting you here. How did you know it was me? Weird to find you in the middle of an inconceivable cosmic cloud only you could create. I know! What a coincidence! I've sort of been ordered to fire on anyone in it, though. I think this might make things awkward if you try to get closer. You could at least pretend to be a little afraid of me. I am. Just a little. But even if I should be, I'm glad to see you. I hope that's not a lie. On either part. No, it isn't. I know you're dangerous and very special, and you wouldn't be here if you couldn't stop me. even if you're not quite ready for how hard that will be. I'm very impressed you didn't decide to sneak up on me while I was thinking, though. It would have been a good chance. Oh, are you maybe having second thoughts? I was hoping I could convince you to destroy this place with me. You're impossible. It's adorable. You're incorrigible. I like it a lot, actually. I even envy it a little. Oh. Thank you. I was just being difficult. Which is very charming of me. But I was half serious, too. Nope, never. I was almost tempted, though. I don't know what your memories of this place are like. They're bad and good, right? Always a little worse than better? It's the same for me, but this place is still precious to me. It was a seed of life once, and maybe it can bloom again, so I'm going to protect it. Oh, that reminds me. What are you here for? Do you mind if I ask a personal question? What are you trying to do with it? I'm going to not destroy it? Oh, phew! That's what I was worried about. I really know when I'm beat, so I'll just be... Hey! Stop right there! What? I was just trying to banter. You tried to shoot me! That's dangerous! I didn't. You were thinking about it. Of course. Well, she was. More like, Saturn was trying to get a bead on Pluto. The String of Pearl's tides ripple through Pluto's nebula cloud, hoping there's something it can find eventually. It's not like Pluto is hiding. She's just everywhere, and it's hard to tell where she ends or begins. Aren't you thinking about shooting me, too? You're the one with the advantage on visibility. I'm just sitting here, and I can't find you in that cloud. Oh, you're totally right. Dear super weapon of Cradle's Graces, are you actually a little naive? I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Was that wrong? Obviously. Sorry, I never learned how to be on my guard. There's no need to be when I can tell when people are thinking, and nothing can touch me. If it really actually worked like that, you'd absolutely never trust anyone ever. No, I trust everyone. I can always trust people to do what they always do. You think you could trust someone to surprise you? Can you trust them to do something you wouldn't even think of? It's when they surprise me that I'm happiest of all. That's when I really feel we're not doomed, set in stone, always making the same mistakes. I'm being stupid and following my heart, just like you. You're going to have to do better than shoot me if you want to surprise me. There are other ways to fight. You're better at that than me. I think you could surprise me. Is that what you want? On Earth, our souls are weighed down by gravity. At the same time, gravity holds us together, tells us who we are, good things and bad. The Earth's gravity is strong because it's all of us together. Forces that would be insignificant on their own are powerful enough to make a planet when we hold it together. That's why we are so much stronger on Earth. Even the weakest human has the sacred light of the soul and its many powers. To forbid direct contact with the soul. To wield the arts and sciences in shaping existence. To be many and also one. In space, our gravity is weak. Without the constant pressure of tidal reactors, our souls would dissolve, the way that water, at high enough altitudes, would evaporate off a pilot's tongue, without atmospheric pressure to remind it to be water. Stories bleed into each other easily, and our shapes don't hold steady. The fragility of our ships couldn't survive a moment on Earth. In space, there are things we could never do on Earth. With our heaviness, we could never be so tender. Okay, I get it. Let's pick up from earlier, but fight in the way that only pilots can fight. In a way only us close to the edge of being human can fight. That isn't fighting at all. Do you feel the same way, Pluto? You are listening, right? I was going to tell you I don't have time to play today, but it sounds like you know I still want to anyway. That's going to make it harder to convince you to leave me alone and let me do this. You were here to play, right? No convincing me. I can pick up on the subtext. Blame it on the wicked Celestial Mechanics pilot who bothered you and didn't let you get any work done. The thing is, it's fun. More fun than hacking. To bleed, to corrode, seep into the mist. Saturn can feel every particle and the celestial physics that make them move. It's a swelling orchestration. Pluto is conducting something beautiful, something overwhelming. And the equations are hints and patterns to how Pluto thinks, to where she might be. It's simple to trace back, easier than hacking too. Space is boring, space is empty, space is broken. Space will never give us anything we want, everything we want. Space is a hope that what we want to make real might already be out there. Just reach out in space and time, and we can almost touch it. Space is just a means to an end, but for a moment, Saturn is overwhelmed with how beautiful even the boring, dead, empty space can be. Don't say 0. Why is it 0? Here we go. Even just with the way the dust moves around. That's when Saturn realizes she is lost. She went in to tear open the story, twist it around, and instead, she got so lost and happy in it, she didn't even notice the clouds swirling around her, the cosmic dust covering her, Pluto holding her tenderly. Pulled into the atmosphere of the colony, they orbit gently. Saturn has no reason to fight. Doesn't even feel like she lost. It feels like she won something special. Okay. Okay, Saturn. Open your cockpit. Why? Because I trust you. Do you trust me? I do. The same way you trust me. No, I trust you way dumber than you trust me. You're so amazing, and so much more amazing because you believe in something like being human. You pour your everything into something that won't pay off. That makes me mad, but then sometimes I think it might work. Saturn's cockpit opens, naked guts, exposed circuits. Krun Macula's thumb presses against Saturn and the distended cockpit, exploring. Oh no. You're really hooked in good there. Why would you ever do such a thing to yourself? You don't have to answer. I understand. Your cheek feels human and soft. Oh wow. Suddenly I don't feel like moving the colony much. Maybe not destroyed any more than it was before will be good enough. Why am I doing this? I need to get back to my post. But you look so nice like this. I want to get closer. Is that okay? No, I guess I shouldn't. Hey, girl! Wow, that's so... What a brazen move. Okay. Maybe you really win this time. Hey, Pluto, can I ask you something? Clear up your sector first, and then we'll talk. Oh, then we can talk. Already did. Really? Are you being honest with me? Jeez, Mom! There are a few stragglers left, but they don't count. Wow. I'm actually impressed. Whatever. Driving back the ships was simple. They were totally easy. Oh, And I'm not impressed anymore. Hey, why? You just said it was no big deal. It would be patronizing if I was proud of you for doing something easy. You were impressed just a second ago. Empty praise is bad for you. Aw, don't sulk. I'm not sulking. It's hard to impress you. That's not true. You impress me a lot. When have I ever? You impressed me by the way you tried way too hard to support girls like me when we were awkward, weird, annoying, and had no idea what we were. Oh, I did it twice. Ugh, that's an embarrassing way to put it. And you weren't those things. I was, and that's why I love you. It's cute when you're overprotective. Oh, speaking of, you impressed me by the way you make girls mad at you. How is that a compliment? They wouldn't get so mad if you didn't make them care. You're so mean. I'm not joking. I mean, what I admire is the way you make it up after your mess up. You mess up a lot, but then you say sorry a lot, and you mean it. After you're different. Not everyone is like that. When you don't change, you still make them feel worth it? That still feels not great. You fight a lot, but it's never a war. You never scorch earth, and you always say you're sorry in the end. Not everyone can fight like that. You wanted to ask if we were too cavalier about the war the other day, but you really are the only one who makes it so unserious. You're so serious about not making it serious. You did that thing again where you changed the subject that Mars was wanting to talk about. You're very good at that. Mars resignation attempt. Pilot personal records for your eyes only. Memorial Foundation Cold War Archives. Mars, we present this to you as a token of your hard work for Memorial Foundation's existential safety. Your tireless work up for Earth is recognized. The war is ending soon. Do I have to do another tour? The war is ending soon. With your help. Don't you want to see it through? We could not have done this without you. You can end up fine without me. Your help would prevent us from having to worry. It would guide many more of your former comrades back home. How much longer? That's the part you're always cagey about. You don't need me, do you? Of course we need you. That's not what I want to hear. What do you want to hear? We are, as always, prepared to reward you. But you've never been satisfied. Is that what you want to say? What would you like? I just want to go home. If you truly did, you would not have been here in the first place. I already know what you want. As soon as you know too, we're ready to give it to you. Cool. Dr. Nix Assessment from Field Commander Europa. Memorial Foundation Executive Committee Annual Report. Dr. Nix was always a controversial figure. Her theories were attractive, but there had always been complaints that they had too little basis in reality. Yet, by virtue of challenging this nature of reality, her theories had a way of putting it that made you feel as if you were the compromised one. You were the one unable to see things objectively. Given the nature of the universe is verifiably one that is defined by humans, it's easy to give these particular theories credence. Memorial Foundation, in particular, as the most successful post-war NGO, is dealing with existential threats cross-culturally and internationally. Was obviously attracted to the one possible proactive approach in the Cold War, rather than a reactive one. Humans are not yet human enough. An extremely arresting slogan. Truly, who is human enough? Especially that humans already know everything is not necessarily that is necessary to be human. We have simply failed to accurately and completely internalize it. Outside of gravity, we will achieve true humanity. Rather than advocating a revolution of humanity through a technology or biology, Dr. Nix believed that if we simply had not created a culture sufficient for the full potential of humanity. In her view, humanity are perfect neurons in a jumbled circuit. By arranging correct human knowledge in the proper order, we could bypass the flaws in our universe. Her insistence on incorporation rather than rejection of existentially threatening elements was a fundamental cause of her failure to attract mainstream acceptance of her theories. Dr. Nix decried the narrow-minded individuals who let petty prejudice narrow their conception of what could or should count as human, while in her view, humanity should encompass all that is and all that is not. Others believed that the fundamental division was crucial to the definition of humanity. That is, to be something means to be, or means to not be other things. You sure you don't want me to come? Yep. Heart, heart, heart. Not even a little woo? Mars, you're actually so sweet, you know that? No one is a more perfect hero. But I need to go alone. If the lens can be opened fully, I'm the only one who can do it. If it can't, I'm the only one who can survive it. If we can still justify living in space, this is the only way. Even if that doesn't change how Earth feels about us now, it might help make peace in the future. Even if it doesn't, if I can't do this, I'll never be able to open the gravity well on the moon. I know. Luna Terra is going there to stop you, though. I know she will. I was there too, you know. It's my past and my history, too. I've got a score to settle. Are you feeling left out? No. I mean, sort of, but that's because... Stop! No, I'm sorry. You're the brightest, most shining. You're making fun of me again. But I'm also praising you. You're honest, and you never fight against what you feel. That's the world we want to be real. I want you to be safe, so you can keep being that. For us. What about her, then? She's a jerk. We tried so hard for her. She doesn't care. I'll make sure she's safe. Stop worrying. I'm not worried about her at all. Why is she such an idiot? Why do we keep trying for her sake? I'd go through that much for you. You'd go through it for me. I know. But why do you do so much for her when she's like that? Stubborn and ridiculous. Because we're just like that too. A gate collapses in nostalgia and disaster. The sort of fight you don't need a robot for. The observatory's lens, a single eye staring into space, threatening to blink. From the Academy Gardens, every pilot remembers watching the observatory twitch as it focused on some light years away point, searching. A reminder of the battle for Earth they were internally preparing for. Not unsettling, but always foreboding. A zero pointed at nowhere. Neither Luna Terra nor Pluto remembers who first called it that. Now, in the trembling of the colony's collapsing gravity well, this deck of a wrecked colony where Luna Terra and Pluto meet seems like a moment frozen in time, eternally receding, growing always distant but never fading. Oh, yet never fading. Y'all still with me, right? I knew I'd find you here. I knew it would feel like this. These colors are rad. But I'm still here. I have orders. I know, dummy. They tell me everything, too. You wouldn't have come if you weren't ordered. I don't know why everyone expects I'll be bitter about coming back. I'm not. I have good and bad memories. That's fine. That's fair. I'm older now, and it's that much sweeter thinking of the past from here. It's there, and I'm here. I wouldn't go back. Would you? I like being an adult. I don't mind being the aging ace. I don't need to be the glittering hero. We fought so hard against this existential threat during the Cold War. Whatever they were, trick of the light or not, we did good fighting them. We tried our best. That's the practice kids need. Now we're grown up and we can see our own futures and mess them up if we want. I'm way happier to fight now. Fighting has a different meaning now. No matter how bad I am at being alive, I like it now. You've really grown up now. I kinda hate it. I miss pushing you around, and when you go along with me. Me too. You still have a hard time making a decision that's good for you all by yourself, though. That's why I asked for orders to come here. That's so roundabout. I can't tell if that's a step forward or back. I think it would be worse if anyone else shut the observation gate. So I thought it really would have to be me. A zero pointed at nowhere. Oh, a zero pointed nowhere. Do you remember who said that? It's better than the actual name. I don't remember who said it, but I always think of it. I don't remember either. Do we have to do this? You're the one who's here to do it. It could be really easy. You're the one forcing my hand. Closing it is just a formality. It already is broken, and it never worked in the first place. Then why were you ordered to do it? The fact you're here means I have to be here. They want any possibility closed, every possibility closed. That's not harmony. These futures get to live, even if they never come to pass. If trying to make worlds and space is naive, cutting the native sphere off from the universe is just as naive. It's so pathetic and sad. It's even more pointless and sad than human beings fighting each other for no reason. I can't bear it. I won't let it happen. I changed my mind. Let's fight. I'd rather fight than keep talking like this. We're fighting now! This is the sort of fight ship cells were made for. Say something. I can't. I have nothing. Let's fight like we're supposed to. I won't. Don't make me talk. Make me fight with you. Don't make me kill your dream. Stop having this dream. Give up on space like the rest of the human race has. Let me close the iris of the observatory. It's because I wanted so much to see what that eye was supposed to see that I can't let you keep looking. That I can't keep looking. That I can't keep looking. Sorry. Put the stress in the wrong spot. That I don't want us to be tortured by that possibility anymore. That we can't lose you. I can feel how scared you are, and how brave, and how much you love. But I'm so mad at you! Why can't you believe like you did before? They brought us up with good intentions. And did everything they could. They really did. They really thought we could be better than who we were. The best kind of human beings there could be. They worked us very hard, but they fought for us to be exactly what we wanted to be. Because that was human too. Even when it was hard or didn't make sense, they found a way. Even the awful ones really believed. One humanity, every story threaded together, no one left behind. It would be really possible to fix the universe and let humans live forever in space. Childish dreams that everyone wishes could be true. All without understanding such simple things. I wonder how they expected they could unite humanity against aliens when they found us so alien. We will always be our own existential threat. Every human understood that, but then, no wonder Earth rejected us. The observation deck sees nothing, because the threat is on the other side. We are each other's alien. It was flawed and it wasn't real, but they weren't that stupid, and you know they weren't. The whole point was that it wasn't real yet, and it could be. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make it real. And now they don't anymore. Do you? I mean, really? Do you want to go home too? Why can't you just say yes? I wouldn't mind if you actually wanted it. I'd go with you if you wanted it. But I'm not coming with you if you don't. I'll still fight. Thank you. I'm hoping that you win. But if you can't, I will promise this. I won't bring us back to Earth empty-handed. I'll do that if I die. The iris shifts. It still moves somehow, attuned to possibility. Mari Chrysian is looking fit to kill, if it wasn't trembling. This colony is a place of unsteady gravity. You're not on sure footing here. I'm back to being helpless again, like I used to be. You can stop me any time. Prove you're ready to close this eye. Can't. I can't. I don't accept it. That doesn't mean I won't do it. I don't care if you'll love me one way or the other. It's too much. Space is broken, but I don't want to leave. Earth is terrifying, but I can't go back there alone. I have no loyalty either way. I'm not strong like you. I just go where gravity takes me. You can hold everyone, but what do I do if I lose you? Your heart is full of everyone, but I can't watch you fight for the universe knowing how little you're thinking of yourself in it. Of course I don't know what to do when fighting for you and fighting for your dream are such different things. There's too much to do. Of course I don't know what to do. I don't know what you want me to do. Oh no. God, I can't remember the last time you cried. Oh no. I can. It was when you said you hated it here in space, and I told you you should go back, and I'll come with you. Those were such hard days, and you didn't want to keep fighting. But when I said that, you started crying and crying, and I couldn't understand why. It seemed so simple a solution, and everything you wanted, and I got so mad. Then you told me that you didn't want to leave if it meant giving everything up, or if it meant me giving anything up. You didn't want to give anyone else up either. I wasn't expecting it at all. I'm so used to knowing what's on your mind, what's on everyone's mind, that I didn't think you could keep something so locked away and hidden. No matter how far my tides can reach, there's some places I can't ever know until you tell me. It was the first time I felt frustrated by that. I'm most angry at you when I can't do what you want, but I guess that's how you feel about me. And how I feel about you. Oh, baby, you're crying again. I can't let you win, but we'll be together until the end, and after. I'm not going to read these when we do Lunaterra's route, because we've already read them twice now, but I am going to read this one to give us another set of insight. It's January 30th, 1981. The day is almost here. The deadline to save everyone who came up to space with us, fought with us, tried to bring everyone up with us. If we shut down the lunar gravity well, there won't be any choice left. The power that keeps our ship cells in check will fall apart, and we won't have anywhere else to go but home. If we kill the dream, no one will die. We really, really hope that's true. No one should die in space. No one should die, period. No one has to die, because ship self-combat is shimmering missiles of light, cosmic explosions, electricity that sears through the soul. Blade science is impossible for a human to produce. Dances of combat without end. A fight against ideas with toys. Humans would never show that sort of compassion to each other. Earth's answer is a single atomic particle fired at near light speed directly into the cockpit's core. A true weapon from a military force. The quickest, most efficient, instantaneous, unavoidable way to kill a human. The most boring possible way to pointlessly die. No drama, no meaning, just nothing. Lunaterra, Memorial Foundation Ace Pilot. It's January 30th, 1981. In the end, they might get everything they want, in a way that no one wants. If we open up the lunar gravity well, then we can establish forever another Earth, and maybe another. We can inhabit the whole system. But that will cut humanity into two and more. The distance will be so much further. Everything we have will be even farther from them. How much are we going to lose? How much will we never be able to give them? The moon is very close to being part of Earth. It's full of life, and humans can live here now. It feels impossible, and I don't want to give it up. We should break it off forever, shouldn't we? All I want is to stitch these two humanities together. But if one of us dies as a result, I will fight forever to keep that precious thing alive. Hey Pluto, you talking about Earth and the moon, or are you talking about you and Lunaterra? I'm just saying. I'm sensing some parallels there. It's January 30th, 1981. They all name it because naming it gives it power, but not naming it gives it more. It must be in every corner, behind every door, far, far away in the space between stars. It is defined and categorized in every human culture and is deliberately omitted from explicit naming conventions by Memorial Foundation in favor of a euphemism less captivating to the imagination, such as existential threat, rather than a specific word that would stimulate the imagination. But a trick like this will not work. In the euphemism is a hollow void that can hold all fears and all possibilities. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. But what is not does not stop existing. And it, like humans, can decide. It's the kiss of inverse. Everything that humans can imagine but can't become. It's a shortcut to it. The shortcut to attaining it is to forsake everything that humans already are. If a bunch of idiots get tricked into going there, it would make a very convenient enemy for Earth. That's the real fear. Before that happens, I will tell you a little secret. Ready? 367. I'm so sorry, everyone. I tried so hard to keep those memories of when we were in the academy, and space seemed so innocent and full of possibility. All that I have left is scraps, but I hope that's enough. Report received. Awaiting new directives. Tell everyone. On the moon, the border between Earth and space, we have struck a deal with celestial mechanics to open up the gravity well. To give us a fighting chance at making the dream real. Everyone, take your time. Together, our gravity, our love, can be as heavy as the world. Tell everyone, it's time for us to head back to Earth's cradle. So we can say our last goodbyes. Ready for launch. Hey, Mars. You're still really mad at Lunaterra, right? I will fight her the next time I even see her! So why don't you? Why don't you fight her? I have my hands full. She's probably avoiding me. She's sneaky. She can never find her, or you can never find her unless she wants it. But I called her pretty already. Oh, whoops. See? She wants to see you. This is why I'm worried. I don't like her sneaking around you. Are you really worried? Or are you super jealous? Both! I meant no! I meant to type no! Mars! Oh, Mars. I've told you before you should be a main character, right? You're so straightforward. You ought to be the real hero. I meant to type no! Of course, sweetie. You just want to protect me from the big bad and Sarful meanie, Lunaterra. What's so great about someone who's stuck up all the time? She always treated me really kindly. And not so kindly I felt weird, or fragile, or frustrated. In fact, she really thought I was annoying at first. Even still, she was patient. She was mean. She was sad, and jealous I had things so nice, and so much sooner than she did. But because of that, she was also very tender, and understood so much, even before I did. I couldn't have without her. But I don't think we would have melted that inksy shell of hers without the both of us. She doesn't feel very melted to me. She hasn't come around to show me otherwise. Oh, are you expecting her to come around to you? Well, anyway, she should be the one who comes back. Oh, Mars, if you want to see her so bad, you need to put in some effort too. Why should I when she betrayed us? One of you two has to stop being stubborn, or you'll never make up. Pilot Program 1. Pilot Program Educational Records. Metaculture and Reputational Research Chair, Dr. Nix. Of course the kids wanted to live in space. Obviously, what could be more dreamlike and fun? I never thought I would spend time with children who wanted to be here again. In the Summer Scout program, I taught the unwanted children of unwanted places. You know what that work is like. Then they gave me work that would take the unwanted to a place far away from here. Of course, not for their sake. In the Summer Scouts, they gave the worst kind of work to the kids least suited for it, only to spare those more wanted from it. Memorial Foundation asked us to take those unwanted kids away from Earth so that we could make it safe for the wanted ones. That's the duty I was ready for. We would have to fight a long and difficult war to make space safe, but for that time, all of us, unwanted children and unwanted adults, would have something special that no one on Earth had. So you're an unwanted adult, huh? To answer your question, then, I didn't have it planned from the start. We've always been very loyal. It happened over time, but it happened much more quickly than I ever thought. It wasn't such a far-off dream. We believed in the Academy students, and were patient with them, and gave them an environment physically, culturally, gravitationally, as free from Earth's gravity as we could realistically grant them. We knew what to do better than we did. Oh, they knew what to do better than we did. Pluto, more than any other student. It might have been, yeah. The Summer Scout program. It's very possible. Though theirs was like a religious sort of camp. I don't remember if it had a name. Oh, Pluto, more than any other student, because Pluto had so much to change. If she and her power fascinate you so much, you should remember the only reason she has it at all is because she was free from you. As they grew up, they made space the future we were dreaming of. And before I knew it, I couldn't think of a single reason why we should give space back to you. And then you went and said you didn't even want it anymore. Declassified Archives. Please, do have a seat. The committee has enjoyed reading your resume. The committee has deeply enjoyed these fascinating criticisms of the Newtonian-Jungian model of physics. It certainly does feel revolutionary. The committee would like to pause to acknowledge how the candidate's work has met and exceeded the desired qualifications. And, without diminishing the accomplishments of the candidate, the committee would like to express that its interest is more piqued by the candidate's interpretation of the existential threat. And the committee would invite the candidate to elaborate more on the implications this would have for managing cultural colonization efforts in an administrative role within the Memorial Foundation space program, if the candidate would. This is obnoxious. The committee hopes the candidate will elaborate on the nature of what an educational program would entail. The committee is especially interested in the assertion that of radical cultural advancement made possible without risk of existential contamination. The committee is intrigued by refutations of the so-called scapegoat proposal by the program's current director on technical and theoretical grounds, as opposed to the usual ethical ones. And the committee invites your comment as to the end of the future of culture in space. Celestial mechanics and Krail's graces have one thing in common, and that's escaping Earth's gravity. To do that, they need Saturn and Pluto to work together to corrupt the lunar gravity well. It's an opportunity for one to get the upper hand over the other, but they're not thinking about it politically. And it's time to move to the future, peacefully or painfully. No factions, no dreams. Just two girls lost and entwined in the warm summer of the moon's day. What do we want to do? Dwomp. Dwomp. Dwomp, dwomp. Excuse me. I think we'll go with Saturn. Oh no! I win all Saturn, but we'll get to Moon next. I mean, obviously that's the only part we can do after that. I forget that there's a bit of a lag. Sorry. We're seriously working with Celestial Mechanics? This sounds stupid. I seriously don't trust them. They're so shady, no matter what they say. There is something that's in their best interest. There's no way it's also in ours. I know there's no other way to restart the space colonization project without opening the lunar gravity well, but that's exactly why we need to keep them as far away from it as possible. You don't need any help to do it. That's really true, especially with that reprehensible and irresponsible pilot they're assigning to the operation. Yes, I know, but hey, if I don't need to convince you, why are we doing this? I know it's true, Mars. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. So why? Isn't it true that they're just using you for a secret plan that will let them take control during the final battle? They're sneaky! I know, Mars. But if we don't open the gravity well, there's no way to have a final battle in the first place. Earth's gravity will destabilize our ship cells completely. Neither of us can get what we want with Earth so close. But why do you need that conniving pilot with you? There are some things even I can't do. You're the one who keeps telling me that, you know. There's no other way to even get a chance at this without their help. But they're going to use that as leverage to trick us anyway. They're not beneath that. I'm not beneath it either, you know. That's why I'm here. I'll be trying to get the upper hand for us. I can be ruthless too, Mars. Don't you think I want it badly enough? I mean, you shouldn't have to... I know. That's the part you hate. I don't care if you don't want to see me do something bad, though. I could do it. Just like all of you can. You always tell me not to worry. But then there's nothing that I can do. I want to stop worrying, but I can't when there's nothing I can do. Oh, Mars. I really forget sometimes. You're such a good girl. Confirmed girl! We haven't seen a single pronoun used for Mars yet, but now we know. I mean, we still don't know pronoun, but we know girl. But just trust me, okay? Trust me and watch me, okay? It's all I ever need. A cute, rowdy girl. Pluto tempts Saturn to entertain a silly dream. The moon's south pole is the completion point here, the completion point for Earth, where all the terraforming begins and ends. Here, the skyscrapers rise up to catch the eternal light, in what someday will be a city where night never comes. You're quiet. Is there something on your mind? A lot, but nothing important. Don't hide it from me. You know I could just read off your gravitational field, right? Are you sure? You're never normally this quiet. Good to know. Even you could feel that way sometimes, but I don't think it would be over this. The gravity well can't be that big a deal for someone like you to deal with. And I'm here too, in case you forgot. Feeling of the tides is deeper than mind reading, and not so literal, and you know that. That kind of mind reading is the kind every human can do, but few are any good at. What kind is that? Read my mind about it. Are you nervous? No, I know exactly what I'm doing. I just wish everyone wasn't going to be watching us this whole time. I hate getting yelled at for no good reason. Don't you have people who are a pain in the ass to keep happy? That's everyone in Cradle's Graces. Plus, they love me, which makes it so hard. That's why I ditched command. I couldn't stand being pestered constantly by superiors who don't know what they're talking about. I don't have any superiors at all. What? Lucky. Why? 'Cause I'm at the top. Excuse me? I'm the leader of Cradle's Graces, more or less. Excuse me, what? Why? For a lot of reasons, but mostly because no one else wants to be. Oh, Dr. Nix is in charge of most things still, but I make the decisions. I mean, but why? You're as bad as Mars. This is why it's so hard to get anything done. Cradle's Grace is just full of contradictory, impossible to reconcile, naive and disorganized feelings. Someone has to bring all of that together. No, stop! I mean, but why would you tell me that? I mean, should I take advantage of this? Oh, I thought you just wanted to get to know me better, not engage in any of that cloak and dagger stuff. You're crazy! Why would you trust me? I'm sketchy! No, you're not. You're obnoxious to your friends, but you work hard all the time for their sake. You bullied a certain taciturn ace pilot, not because you hated her, but because you wanted her to grow up and stop wasting her talent on moping. You're always tempting me to your side, but you don't care if I join Celestial Mechanics or not. Also, you asked me how I was doing, if I was nervous, and told me you're here for me on a difficult mission, even though you tried to make it sound like you were lording it over me. She's calling you out on being Tsundere! You're just tsundere for the universe, Saturn. So what do you really care about, that you keep coming after me whether you win or lose? Not telling. That's fine. You don't need to say anything for me to understand. She's so cute when she blushes! I need to shut my mouth or I'll keep stuttering and embarrassing myself. Don't tell me that this whole time you've just been playing along like... I gave up on being cool. Doesn't matter. No, wait, it does matter. I worked so hard to try and corrupt this good little pilot test brat of Cradle's Graces. Don't be sad about still being a good girl. It's a really hard habit to break. I'm the real fool, though. I saw right through you, and it worked on me just the same. I completely fell for it. Oh, we're almost there. Let's be careful, okay? The slim tower, the tallest on the moon, ends at a point. And suspended above is the overpowering gravity well, claiming humanity's spot on the moon, a safe seat in the cosmos. It'll fall inert to the surface when culture has so fully rooted in the moon that the planet will produce a human gravity. Then this body will no longer Luna, but fully and truly the moon, just as Terra became Earth when humanity was born there. Okay, so we're correct. I was correct in my last time when I said that they don't become the names we know them by until humanity lives on it. Yet the gravity well can also be the seed of possibility. It doesn't have to be preconceptions about what humans can be, or should be. There's still time. I know we're getting late, but it's the weekend, so we're gonna see through the end, I suppose. Unless you guys want to stop after we get through this one. Begin full output. Resonance handshake seeking. Acknowledged. Handshake received. Oscillating. Rotating. Responding. I am trying to seduce you, though. Endpoint reached. Synchronization complete. Aligned rotations. Acceleration high. Still acceptable. I just don't understand how you could be this strong and amazing and still wasted on all of them. Tidal resonance achieved. Brace for resonance feedback. So tell me, why do you waste so much of your time pressuring pilots like Nuterra and me? Tidal resonance far beyond predicted levels. Begin bracing. Hold the core steady for insertion. That's dodging the question. Waves crashing. Intensifying resistive force. It's not. You're not really any different. You care what happens to everyone in space, too. No, on Thursday we're probably going to be starting Tokimemo, and then we can come back to that. But I want to at least get started on. Valentine's Day area. At least that's the plan. Even fools like us deserve a chance at what they want. That's part of what makes me angry, is how they won't just take what they want. If Earth has abandoned us, why go through so much trouble to reconcile with them? Resistance is incredible. The core's hypersuspension is refusing to decouple. But you're right. It might be best to wait to see wait to do the end for this route. And start Lunaterras. I mean, I'm down for doing whatever. As far as things, but the game plan was to do Tokimemo on Thursday. Maximum output, bending space, culture, time, dilating possibility. Leaving humanity behind out of spite, just to prove how much you don't care about them, makes it sound like you maybe you actually do care about others, but it is really cute how you're trying. So it is a typo, I'm not going crazy. I am loyal to us, that's all. The space orphans, the lab girls, and fuck everyone else. No love lost, none owed, and to anyone else. That's what I'm the leader of. Beginning insertion, breaking first through 50th seals. I want a breakup. If humanity wants us back, they should come crawling and beg us to forgive them. You of all people shouldn't be the one saving them. Rapid destabilization, action needed. Are you really okay with all of us in space having a chance at that future, but no one on Earth? I, of all people, know what it would be like to never have that. Breaking seals 50 through 1000. Requesting overload bypass permission. I'm not a good, noble person. My heart's not big enough. Attempting again. Fine, here's the real secret. Just for you, okay? Since you told me yours. I would never forgive the world. But if my master plan doesn't work, I'd follow you wherever. Bracing. Gravitational output maximum. Thank you, really, Saturn. I wouldn't have had this much fun without you. Thanks for giving me room in your heart. Less dramatic status updates that sound like you're going to die. Core pierced. Heavy damage to upper arm. Insertion activating. Sustained damage increasing. Holding until countdown begins. For being so stubborn, even so, you made me falter just a bit. Oh, you made me falter just a bit. Just a little. I can't be that invincible. I'm just a little lab brat. Reaction confirmed! Are you ready for everything? Saturn, confirm roach limit escape. Negative. It's messing up the math. Calculations keep changing. Immediate escape is necessary before the micro black hole is formed. Can't. Calculating. Focus on my voice. It's not time for you to join the inverse yet. Gravity, like a warm embrace, isn't, and not just mine, wants you here. Back to your home and mine. Almost. All the equipment is destroyed. Both of them are badly damaged, but they're not dead. And a tiny black speck pulsing within the containment field. A strange gravity washes over the moon, and many things are possible. A leveled playing field, a new playground. Alright, I suppose with that in mind, we'll call it an evening. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you on Thursday for some Valentine's goodness, and then we will probably finish Pluto's route and then Tokimimo some more, and we'll come back for Lunar Terra, and it'll be grand. I like mixing it up. It helps keep things interesting. Have a great week. Should save my file before I forget. Take care. See you Thursday.